Up off net. Up off net. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the Adult. Alright, man, look. Here are my top 5 reasons why Manny Pacquiao could be taking on Errol the Truth Spence Jr. next. Oops! Alright, man, look. Let's get to the video. Here are my top 5 reasons why Manny Pacquiao and Errol the Truth Spence can happen next. 1 reason. Perfect timing. Thanos. Now, we all know when Manny Pacquiao took on Keith one-time Thurman for the WBA super title. After he defeated him, he said he will be fighting again in 2020. He was looking at spring. He said March, April at the time, and now it has developed into April, May. As for Errol the Truth Spence in an interview with Brian Kenny, he said that he's also talking about returning 2020 and having a fight in May or June. Thanos. Black 2 sugars. Now, we all know that Errol Spence is talking about having a big fight. He said that he wants a Manny Pacquiao. But the IBF, they have a mandatory for Errol the Truth Spence and Abdukharov. Now, it would make logical sense for Errol Spence to take on a soft touch after his car accident. But Errol Spence, he begs to differ. He wants the big fights. And we know that he was talking about taking on Danny Garcia in January, but the car accident set him back. But the plan was to take on Danny Garcia and then take on a Manny Pacquiao around this time, around April or May. Outside of the car accident and Danny Garcia, that fight not happening. We're still on schedule for Manny Pacquiao versus Errol the Truth Spence. First reason, perfect timing. Second reason, Manny Pacquiao has more to gain by taking on Errol Spence than by taking on his other 2 options, and that being of Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia. Here's what I mean. Manny Pacquiao taking on a Mikey Garcia, defeating a Mikey Garcia. What does that really mean for Manny Pacquiao? Mikey Garcia, he's not holding any major titles. And Manny Pacquiao has proven that he can beat a skillful fighter in their prime. One, that being of Keith Thurman. Another being Adrian Broner. Him taking on and beating Mikey Garcia is just being another feather in the cap, another prime fighter he's defeated, and Manny Pacquiao has proven that he's the type of legend, caliber of fighter, even in his 40s, where he can take out a very skilled prime fighter. Manny Pacquiao taking on Mikey Garcia, defeating him, that doesn't mean that much. Him taking on Danny Garcia, same thing. Danny Garcia is not holding on to a major title. Now, that is a steep challenge, Danny Garcia, and so is Mikey Garcia. But once again, we already saw what Manny Pacquiao can do in his 40s. Him beating Keith Thurman in the fashion that he did. Him one-siding Adrian Broner in the fashion that he did. But him taking on Errol the Truth Spence, another fighter in his prime, but a fighter ranked #1 welterweight and holding on to 2 major titles, the IBF and the WBC. Now that fight is something that is worth it for Manny Pacquiao. Errol Spence would be a better option as far as gaining something, accolades, a feather in his cap that he hasn't put in his cap before. Errol Spence, the better option over Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia. Third reason why, for Manny Pacquiao, with all of his accomplishments, his accolades, breaking all the records, you know what Manny Pacquiao was doing. Manny Pacquiao still has yet to become undisputed in any weight class. Him taking on Errol the Truth Spence would be one step closer to becoming undisputed. Actually, 2 steps closer. Manny Pacquiao, he has the WBA title. Errol Spence holding on to the IBF and the WBC. If Manny Pacquiao were to defeat Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, he'll be holding 3 of the major titles. One final bout can be against Terrence Crawford for the WBO, making him available to become an undisputed champion and accomplishing that which he's never accomplished before. What a perfect way to end a great legendary career of that, Manny Pacquiao becoming undisputed before retiring. Thanos. Manny Pacquiao, I wouldn't put it past him to want to collect all the gems. Manny Pacquiao, he's looking like the Thanos of the welterweight division. Here's my 4th reason why. The PBC passing of the torch. Now, all great fighters, they pass the torch. Hell, Henry Armstrong, he passed the torch to Sugar Ray Robinson. The greatest, Muhammad Ali, he passed the torch to Larry Holmes. Julio Cesar Chavez, he passed the torch to Oscar De La Hoya, who passed the torch to Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, he kept his torch. But Manny Pacquiao, being a great fighter, PBC, having the opportunity for him to pass the torch to the next great welterweight, that being of Errol Spence, this is a perfect opportunity to do so. And I think Manny Pacquiao has the type of warrior spirit, is the type of fighter who would fight until he passed the torch, until he's shown the door. And that just goes right along with other great legends. The passing of the torch is my 4th reason why. Now, my final reason, my 5th reason, is also perfect timing. And that comes in the light of opportunity. Here's what I mean. When Manny Pacquiao took on Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao had the huge disadvantage. He was in his 40s. An old man, that age disadvantage. But Keith Thurman, he had a disadvantage of his own. Not looking that good in his prior fight. The perception was that Keith Thurman was a wounded animal. And what better opportunity than then for Manny Pacquiao to take on Keith Thurman when Keith Thurman is looking a little worse for wear? Keith Thurman looking like a wounded animal. Did he really get over his injuries? Is it a permanent thing? And Manny Pacquiao, he took advantage of that. When you look at Errol the True Spence, what is a more perfect time than now for Manny Pacquiao to fight Errol Spence? Manny Pacquiao, an old man, once again, has the age disadvantage. But there's a little advantage here also, maybe even a big one. Errol the True Spence, fresh from his car accident, we all know about that. Errol Spence, how ready is he to take on a fight? Especially that of a high challenge like Manny Pacquiao, regardless of his age. I think now would be perfect timing for Manny Pacquiao to take on a prime fighter like Errol Spence when there's so many question marks, kind of just like that of Keith one-time Thurman. Let me know what you all think in the comments below about my top 5 reasons why Manny Pacquiao versus Errol the True Spence could be next. ShowBizz the Dope, I'm out.